We are at the K-Rock Center here in Kingston for this 2013 edition of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. The 4 sheets in play. The 4 leaders are not playing this afternoon. So on sheet A, Alberta, Newfoundland, Labrador, one of them will win their first. That's our featured game on sheet B. Nova Scotia, Marianne Arsenault with Colleen Jones out of the Mayflower. Tough start for them. They were looking for some magic. Can they find it today against the team from Yellowknife? And Quebec at 2-2 against PEI. And wow, Suzanne Burt coming off that big win last night over Saskatchewan. As we say, good afternoon, Kathy Gauthier.
Hey Vic, the game I'm going to be watching closest today is the PEI Quebec game with 2 losses and 3 losses. You can't really afford one more, and PEI has the luxury of having played a lot of those top teams. So if Suzanne Burt can play like last night, she still has a shot. And again,
it's only Tuesday, but we've always seen 3-4 losses may be the maximum. Time to meet the teams now. And it's brought to you by Ford, a proud sponsor of the Canadian Curling Association for 19 years.
Hi, I'm Kelly Scott, the skip of Team BC. Our lead is Sarah Wozni, 2nd, Sasha Carter, 3rd, Gina Schrader, and we curl out of the Kelowna Curling Club.
Hi, I'm Andrea Crawford, skip of Team New Brunswick. At lead is Jody DeSola, at 2nd is Danielle Parsons, at 3rd is Rebecca Atkinson, and we curl out of the Gage Golf and Curling Club in Ormocto, New Brunswick.
The skips make their way down to the away end. Crawford gathering with her team. Important game as suggested because of the fact they are 2 and 3 losses respectively, British Columbia. And Kelly Scott will have that early advantage. She won the draw to the button, so she will have the last rock here in 1, playing the Redstones. And New Brunswick will play the yellow. Do you get to this point in time of a week and sense that this game, if you're on the ice, if you're either of these 2 teams, Lindy, do you sense the importance of it?
You do. Now, if you're on the ice, you cannot think about that because then your outcome-based thinking is going to take you to places you don't want to go. You just have to think about performing the best shots you can in this game. But certainly when you're already sitting in a position with only 2 wins and the other part of the field are starting to pull away, you know how important it is to get another W.
That's the frightening thing for the teams with 2 and 3 losses is you've got 3 teams that have 0 losses. That's quite unusual in an event like this. 3 5-0. So you start thinking there's only 1 playoff spot left, and you start looking around. Everybody wants that last spot if the top 3 keep doing what they're doing.
Now again, those top 3 have yet to sort of mix and mingle and take it out on each other, so we're bound to see some teams come back. But no, you do never want to see teams pull away. So that's why it was so big last evening that Prince Edward Island would get that win against Saskatchewan and bring them back.
Now, I hate to say it, and I'm not positive, but I saw that Sarah was not out for the anthem before the game, and Diane Gushlak has gone to warm up, and you know that BC went through a terrible time at last year's Scotties with the flu, so I hope I'm wrong, but they were looking a little concerned about Sarah before the game started, so let's hope that she's okay. She's curling so well, and don't forget that she moved from Manitoba to be with this team from BC. She's made a lot of sacrifices and played so well for them. So we hope she's okay today. And there's Diane Gushlak warming up, 5th player for British Columbia.
Diane, a former Ontario and BC provincial rep.
Love to have this in front of the tee line, but because the line's wide open, they're going to bring it back as far as they can, try to lock it on the corner of that red one.
And that's where they go. So let's take a look at what these 2 teams may be thinking about.
Well, for British Columbia, they're playing so well. Stay aggressive, use the guards and come around draws and force New Brunswick into that game. I think New Brunswick should be a little more careful without Hammer, keep it more open. And with Rebecca Atkinson at the moment being so much lower than Gina Schrader, especially with draws, maybe look for a hit roll as opposed to that key come around with her.
The game plan brought to you by World Financial Group, helping families have better financial futures.
Come on, Tarzan will go. Come on. Go, girls, go. Go, 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 go. Go! Okay, good pressure, guys. Okay. Whew. Want to try and do that?
Not all bad there. Some of the teams might guard that, but there's nothing in the forefoot, so the Kelly Scott's not too concerned, and it's a raisable rock. So Andrea has deciphered the same way and decided to get rid of that shot that could be promoted. Hard to stick around here. Can't see all of it. We haven't been on this sheet, Linda, so there's a good chance this spot will curl early because of the fresh pebble, but maybe in the later ends that could be a little bit straighter. Nicely done.
Both of these teams are very good at that soft weight hit. I think in particular when we talk about Rebecca Atkinson, the third for New Brunswick, that's a strength of hers. And that's great for this ice. You can bring the brushers into play and get those key hits and rolls. And in that case, stick the shooter with that kind of great hit weight.
And that's something that, Russ, we've talked about. The fact that you can still do an awful lot. You don't have to fire a missile.
Well, it's all about hanging around. Getting rid of that enemy rock's one thing, but by hanging around here, New Brunswick's forced BC to play a defensive shot. That's what it's all about. You roll out, BC goes around better, and your shot becomes harder. So it sounds simple, but hitting and staying is so overlooked.
Gina Schrader unable to get the roll behind that off-center guard. Danielle Parsons, I'm sorry, that was Sasha Carter.
You can't.
Ponytails everywhere.
Thanks, Vic.
Anyways.
Try anything.
Another good shot, though. Hang around. A lot easier to draw behind a guard than to hit and roll behind a guard.
See, look at ponytail, and there's a ponytail there,
and it's not just the ponytail; it covers the name.
And then there's
so I do understand.
And then there's a ponytail on the other side.
Close, clean, close, clean, close. Yep.
One more try.
I got it. Right behind. Good shot, Sash.
And it'll just pop out the other side.
Get it over to that side of the sheet. 10.
Veteran Skip would like to roll a little less, but they wanted to roll somewhere, change the view a little bit, a little different path, fresher pebble.
At this stage, they're not concerned about New Brunswick stones being in the front, except that they can be raised back. It's not a problem that the rock is in the 12-foot. So just move it around until you get a mistake from New Brunswick if you're British Columbia, having that advantage of last rock, and then maybe you'll have a chance to go in behind. And there's a little mistake right now.
Did well just to avoid crashing on the guard.
Rebecca throws tremendously soft weight, and I would normally die to have a curler on my team that does that, but on these surfaces you have to be careful because they will curl hard.
4.5 feet. I think even 4.7. Yeah, 4.5 was getting back 8. Yeah.
Again, playing on a straighter surface most of Rebecca's life, you'd get away with that shot, but here, especially at the start of the game with the fresh pebble, Linda, they're going to move.
It's nice to see Gina playing well. She played so well the years that they were champions of this event in 2006 and 2007. She was 85% in 2007 for the week. She's back to that kind of shooting this week. A little deep. They were talking in the hack, though, about how fast this is. They were talking 15 already, hog to hog for that time, and that's much too heavy.
It's not bad. Like, same as normal, or?
So given the chance, Gina Schrader throws it to the back edge of the 8-shot stone. Belongs to New Brunswick without last rock, sitting back 8.
The difficult part in the first end is it is fast. You have practice on this ice. You have to believe it, and you have to throw a weight that engages the brushers to get it into that perfect spot. And Russ has already mentioned this end, that pro side miss is a little short. It can be tapped up if you leave it top 12, top 8.
They've worn this spot up. What happens with all the your sliders going by, the rock going by, and the brushing, it actually warms the surface temperature up. It gets greasy, and they've been deep on everything. Here's a good one. Nicely done.
Rebecca Atkinson to the top 4 and in behind cover, and that I'm assuming is the kind of shot you were referring to, the kind of support that that Andrea Crawford needs from her.
There it is. That's exactly it. Because now you know, if your shots are easier than your opponents, eventually you're going to wear them out. And if BC has to keep playing shots like this, Gina is one of the best at these run backs, but they're such a tough shot. Mistake here, and Andrea can put a guard on it.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep. Shooter.
Run it back. Get it off the 4-foot. Very nice. Shooter rolls over just off the center line, covering the edge of the 4.
Nice shot, Gina. Thanks.
That's the bonus. Not only did she make it perfect, absolutely perfect, and didn't jam at the back. Not only hitting this shot rock was the key, but looks where this yellow shot rock goes. He slides it past the pile and rolls over for a bit of a corner guard.
Hit and rolled out on it, curled the whole way.
And I'm chuckling because
Gonna keep moving.
Kelly Scott is as nice a person as you'll ever want to meet. And how many times and how many times, well, through the years have we heard, nice shot, Gina, it just... But that is what you referred to before. If they're going to capture the magic, again, with her return, that's what they need.
They absolutely need that. Unfortunately for BC, that first mistake by Gina has given New Brunswick the opportunity to still get in there first. A little bit less dangerous now with the rock out in front being over a bit. But Gina really needs to make that one where you have the opportunity to set up the deuce. Still a beautiful run back.
Skip Stones here in 1. New Brunswick's Andrea Crawford. Trying to just wrap that around and get it there for, oh no, let's see. Shotstone still back. Second is at the back. And it's only 4th shot.
The broom position on all those draws that were heavy was right in this area. Andrea went here. She went in a good foot or so. That's a totally different path. This path here was really fast. Andrea was in here, and they just misswept that because she was in a slow area. You really have to be awake on all those shots. It changes so quickly. I don't know how many, Linda, 5, 6 shots in a row down that edge of the 8 path. Andrea took a totally different path, which was the right line. They could have got that a lot closer to the 4-foot.
And you and I have talked about in practice, often that same draw to the button is played over and over because they practice for the last stone advantage in the first end. And so that path from practice through to the first end is so fast. Everything else is completely different.
Exactly.
You have to adjust. So 2 choices. You could draw in, ignore the one in the back of the house, and try and sink it first. She's going to try and set up the ones to potentially score at the back.
Whoa. Little bit, Sarah. Good.
And just enough to rattle it to the back edge of the 12.
Yeah.
The first one of Andrea's, which was thrown beautifully, and as we mentioned, slightly misswept.
Thought it was going
All
to
of a
go
sudden,
hog in.
all of an end that really BC's been lucky to be in is got a shot at a deuce here.
Now there are again options for Andrea. She has the double opportunity or a hit and roll in behind cover.
Okay.
New Brunswick with a record of 2 wins, 3 losses coming in.
10-ish? No, board. Okay.
A little deceiving. They played really well. They took Canada right to the bitter end, and they were tied coming home against Ontario last night. 2 great teams.
10.5. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Right on.
Looking for a little curl on this one.
Right on.
Final stone for Andrea Crawford and New Brunswick. And he's going to sit right there. So the chance is there now for BC to get a couple, bring that stone into play, sitting back edge of the 8.
Or 10-7. Shoot, rather than drag that first one a little further.
The post-mortem about the first shot, they all thought it was going to go a little farther, and those are the things we all have learned by trial and error. And
even on that side,
just went down a slower path. Too bad.
Okay.
British Columbia and Kelly Scott from Kelowna have lost a couple of games. They're 2-2 coming in. Their losses coming to Manitoba and Ontario, 2 of the 3 teams, as well as Team Canada, the defending champions, who have won 5 straight. Final stone, looking for a couple here in the first. BC.
Close. No.
Easy.
Clean.
Clean. Good. Good job.
Good girl, Cal.
For 2. British Columbia. Nice start on this Tuesday afternoon from Kingston.
Throw that extra
BC puts 2 on the board, and this helped them get a couple.
Well, we talked at the opening about Rebecca had to step up her game. She did. She made a perfect come around to put some pressure on Gina Schrader, but not enough pressure. Straight back, dumps it off, misses the pile. That started up the 2-ender process. Really nice shot.
The key shot is brought to you by Sponge Towels. Paper towels, nothing absorbs like it. You won't miss a thing. Here at the Scotties in Kingston, our cameras are everywhere. We have the one here in the booth turned off, however, just in case. Just don't want to go there. As we welcome you back to the K-Rock Center. 2-0, it's BC leading, and here in 2, it'll be New Brunswick that has the last rock playing the Yellowstones.
Sarah threw the first one top 12, and so when the corner guard went up, the decision by Kelly was to go around that stone in the 12-foot. You could have tapped it up, but the better call is usually the come around. With both of them in, that does leave a hit for Jody.
Jody DeSola.
Yes. Hard. Yes.
Jody and Andrea have been together for some 11 years as teammates.
Really hard.
However, this is just the first year of this particular foursome together.
Just get it going.
You see a lot of that with teams over the years, successful teams.
I like the guard myself.
Yeah.
Don't
Jill
you?
Officer
Well,
and
this is deep, so
her
I
skipper
go top
and
12.
so many teams like that. And
Whatever.
same with the BC team.
Do you guys like this, or you want the peel? She's fine with either.
She's called top 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kelly went up to peel it off. Now that's not a typical Kelly
So a
Scott
little
move.
stiffer.
But the
Little
one
bit.
concern is the one in the house is behind the tee line. It's not that perfect stone to guard. And so the team, Sasha in particular, the person throwing the rock, said she'd rather throw the draw. And so the change was made.
Let it bend a bit.
This is another one of those that if you call the skip off, it better be pretty close to perfect.
Okay, we're by it for
And out of her hand, she thought it was
out there still.
a little hot.
This is that very fast path we were just talking about.
Kelly saying we should have peeled.
Okay.
Not quite that heavy.
Yours didn't slide as much as I thought it would, but same here. Or keep an eye on it.
Well, let's begin our updates, and this is a good one to get you into it. Heather, you tell us what's happening here, please.
There's a lot of rocks in play. It is 2 for PEI right now, Vic. On Suzanne Burt's last stone, she made a tap to lie 2. So for Quebec, she's playing the wide in turn to try to get to the face of the stone at the back of the 4. It's the only way to get shot.
8, 9.
Close.
Yep.
Only 3 stones out of play. 2 by PEI, just 1 of Quebec's. Final stone on the way from Allison Ross, the Quebec champion out of the Glenmore Curling Club. And it will just sit in time. That 1 stone yellow right there, that one, thank you very much. Steal 1 for PEI.
4-2 all the way to back 12, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
4-7.
New Brunswick stone goes to the back of the 12-foot, which isn't a perfect spot, except that it's now got BC doing what New Brunswick wants, and that's trying to play around a corner guard. It's a draw called to try and sit 1-2, but you hate to be doing this when the other team has last rock.
7. No,
There's a red flag every time you see the team without hammer chasing a corner, a rock around a corner.
Yeah, to the back.
Even if you win this battle around the corner, you probably don't score. If you don't win this battle, we see lots of 2s and 3s here.
Can't get it out.
Both these red rocks are not going to help BC. Good shot all the same, though.
Gotta bite the 8-foot.
As Andrea mentioned, it's Danielle Parsons who is the new member of the team as she leaves Nova Scotia, goes to New Brunswick to attend school. Two-time Nova Scotia champion, former Nova Scotia junior winner.
You look like you're here, though. Yeah, you're there. Whoa. Bite the 8. That's all you gotta do.
To grab a piece of the white here to be closer than the second red one.
Nice throw, Danny.
I think it's close to like a 5.
Yeah,
I think so.
Quick there, eh?
Fast.
yesterday's game.
This is just a top
Just
8.
updating you, Newfoundland and Labrador, both winless so far. Newfoundland, Labrador had the last rock. They blanked the first. And the Northwest Territories and Kerry Galusha, she missed the blank attempt, forced to take the single, has the early lead. Nova Scotia, looking for their first win, has the last rock in 2.
She less than me?
Yes, a lot less.
6. 7. We're bumping. We're bumping. We're bumping.
We're
if
edge
by.
to edge on this. Okay, you're by it. Sit.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
It's getting a little nasty here around that corner guard.
Cal.
I didn't get it.
Okay.
I got yours.
Not the kind of shots we normally see from Gina. She's playing so well. We talk about the matchup at third. In this case, Gina Schrader with tremendous numbers, 88% on her hits. Remember the run back in the first end. Rebecca Atkinson, 65% on her draws. That has been a big concern to this point. So Gina Schrader with the edge at this stage, but some mistakes already from Gina in this game.
Okay, it's pretty fast here.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. There's just the front end saying it's pretty fast here. We've seen how fast it is. It's tough for them just to keep it in front of the tee line. It's about leg drive. We know that. And it's all about muscle memory.
Yay! 8, 9.
Why is it so difficult
Gotta go
to control that leg drive,
Really gotta
or
go
appear to be so difficult?
Well, because of the muscle memory, Vic, you've learned most of your life to kick out at, let's say, 5 miles an hour. All of a sudden, you have to kick out at 3.5 miles an hour. And the brain just doesn't want to do that.
Go hard! Okay, you're by. Good sweeping.
One of the things that research has found is that if you slide out a little slower than needed and use the arm extension, you get that feel. And it all comes down to feel for draw weight.
Good sweep.
Well, there you see Colleen Jones making a 21st appearance, throwing the second stones for Nova Scotia, skipped by Marianne Arsenault out of the Mayflower Curling Club, along with Kim Kelly and Jennifer Baxter. We wondered, maybe we're hoping to relive the glory days of this team, but it's been a tough start for them. 0-4 coming in, and this is the final stone in 2, Kathy.
Well, and a really good chance. Kerry Galusha had 2 double attempts. She jammed the first one and rolled out on the second one. So this is a draw anywhere in the paint for 3.
Never off. Hard line.
Bumping big.
Nice shot, Marianne.
The team from Yellowknife, 1-4,
Nice shot.
and 3 is on the board for Nova Scotia in the second.
Oh, yeah, nice throw. Hey. Good. Hey. Girl. Just making sure.
It's a thin double here. Thin double if they want to take this on. Go this way. Even if it wrecks on this back yellow one, the yellow one's going to stay. Carry them across here and sit possibly 3.
It's like a lot of ice.
Think back, Kelly Scott had the option of peeling the guard, and with 1 in the rings, 2-point lead. She's elected to go with New Brunswick around the corner here.
Yeah! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Oh my.
actually brushed that early, so it was obviously thrown well, but that was thrown from the hip. That was thrown very hard. It just went right through the curl.
A little more weight, but it was a good throw.
Thanks.
Coming through though, right?
But she stays up there. Are we better in front of this? You know what? Even if we're higher, maybe.
We want to outcount this guy though, hey, so that she doesn't sit
do?
two after it. Well, I think if you go above her, she makes us double.
But if we're guarding it above her, she'd probably play some threes.
I guess if you're there.
Like, what if we're here? Is she gonna run something?
I think she'll sit on this.
Which is okay. Yeah. We kind of don't want her to run something, so I think the tighter we come in, the worse. Don't you think?
It's a tough triple if you're anywhere over here, though. Like anywhere up here?
Yeah, so that's your tap weight, so let's widen it up a bit.
It's feeling faster than it's timing, I think.
The worry for Kelly Scott is this rock and this rock. You can't get either one of them out. And the back one I've just illustrated is not going to go anywhere because of the backing. So that red double is what they're worried about. So where do you put this third one? You have to be careful where you put it. There still might be a double or a possible triple.
4-foot side.
I think that's what they're going to do in that area.
I think anywhere from a biter to that top 8 position is what they discussed, as long as the angle is correct, protecting against the double. Interesting comment from Gina about the speed, and we talk about this. I was discussing draw weight. It's all feel. It's the kick and arm extension in this case from Kelly because of the feel, but when you slide on ice, it gives you a different sensation, and Gina's saying you're sliding so freely on this ice, you have to actually kick even less than you think.
That is the big difference between arena ice and curling club ice. The glide is so much easier.
6 on our own. Higher the better.
Whoa, let it sit.
As we watch Kelly Scott try to just leave it top 8. Alberta, Newfoundland, Labrador. Final rock after the blank in 1. And this is the Alberta skip, Christy Moore out of Grand Prairie.
Well, and she's facing 3, trying to tap her own stone up. Needs to get to the 4-foot for shot, but even 8-foot would cut down a few.
Raise it back, and did it grab enough? Oh, it just spins away as we take a look. Oh, you know, that little spin away may have been just enough. No, it just
I know.
Spun away.
Sorry.
Steal 1, Newfoundland, Labrador, and Stacey Devereaux from the Valley Hailing.
Yeah, you're giving me center line, right?
Yeah, it's just, we just need, the thing is that was back 8, so take a hair more. Just need to be there. Because we can't over curl it, so.
Yeah.
Hair more to be safe, yeah.
Well, Kelly dreamt up an even better spot than me. I don't think they wanted to be that deep. I know they didn't want to be that deep.
Got to deal with her shooter here.
But the angle's fantastic. So the 2 reds on the right-hand side, the back one's never going out of the rings with only 2 yellow rocks to come down. Andrew's going to have to generate the deuce the old-fashioned way and try to freeze one in here.
Yep. Okay, so we just need top 4.
Interesting, with even the warning to Kelly, she was deeper than planned. She kicked out too hard once more, so we've got fast ice today.
Line's good. 7. Right here. Close line. All there. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, line. Gotta go hard.
DeSola.
Hard.
Parsons.
Yeah.
Trying to hold this line now, bring it right down on the corner of that red stone, edge of the 4. Oh, no, not enough. A little over curl. Shot stone. 1-2. Still, it is BC without.
Number 3.
4 isn't bad if you get there.
Yeah. Oops. What? Never mind.
She said, never mind.
Okay.
Almost reading her mind.
Yes.
How do you throw it?
I think it's totally
and not,
fine that side.
She's questioning how fast it is. In her own mind, that's my thought right there.
Well, that was a little over curl. So the weight was quite close on that one, but I think it was maybe ice issues.
Okay.
So, but there could be doubt in both sides of the equation, Vic.
You remember Andrea's first one came up a little light, and I was blaming it on the ice. I'm wondering if she's thinking that's a bit of a cutter.
Oh, that could be.
No, okay.
Just light the top.
Okay, easy. Wall line then.
Yep, for line. Five.
Try to block the draw here. They got to get to that center line, keep it alive.
Go a little more, little more, little more, little more.
And just to the center line.
Very nice, Cal.
Not quite as slidey as that wing track.
Yeah. Straight, but it's probably safer if we just do that. Whatever you like. I think that's safer, Becky.
Okay. Is that enough to get by that top one? We got
Take here. We need to be fully in the 4, right?
Yep.
Right there.
They looked at this shot, but the corner guard that we always talk about is visually in the way, and this is an easier shot, other than when Andrea comes down this way, she has to get pretty close to the guard to be shot rock.
It's there with both sides. You threw the intern in practice. It's up to you.
It's
You need the same weight though?
Yep, just a hair less if anything.
Okay.
But same weight's close.
All right, we got to get it in full 4. Okay. On T.
Okay.
Well, it's a bit of a guess here. We one of Andrews came up light. We've seen some quick spots on the right-hand half of the sheet.
So final stone here in 2.
Lots right
BC
now.
leads 2-0. Needs full 4.
Where? 8, 9. It's
So
coming
nothing
down.
yet now.
No line yet.
DeSola or Parsons all on its own. Needs to stop there and will not. And so it will be a steal of 2 for BC. Draw weight is an early problem. It's day 4 of the Scotties from Kingston. And BC with a 4-0 lead. And as we expected, BC and the team from the Kelowna Curling Club, skipped by Kelly Scott, has had to make the switch. Sarah Wozni, we haven't got an official word, but it appeared, as Linda suggested, it didn't come out for warm-up. And so Diane Gushalak has taken over and come off the bench to throw the lead stone. A former Ontario and BC rep.
Beauty Di, way to go.
Woo!
Brian Mudrick, you have more?
Yeah, Vic, thank you very much. It was funny when Kathy Gauthier and I were getting ready for the broadcast, we saw Sarah Wozni walk off the ice. She did not look very well. I remember mentioning that to some of our workers here down at ice level. Sure enough, eventually about 10 minutes later, she came back. You saw Diane warming up, and sure enough, it sounds like she has a stomach issue, and let's hope it's not serious. Remember, Vic, last year in Red Deer, this BC team was overcome by the flu, and of course, it's also her first ever Scotties appearance, and the last thing you want to do is feel sick.
Well, this year, because of that, last year or this year at Cloverdale during the BC Provincials, they rented a house, stayed away from a hotel. They ate in, and of course, as we've seen previously, and they're not meaning to be rude, they just didn't shake hands with everybody. It was a lot of fist bumps, elbows, forearms, because of the fact, and there was sanitizer all over. But it doesn't take much for the flu, Linda, to just run through an event like
we
this.
see it time after time, so we just hope it's nothing serious and Sarah gets back soon. Hard to come off the bench. We talked about that even when people are coming in to try and get a few stones under their belt over the course of the week when a team may be ahead on the scoreboard and the opportunity is there. So Diane came in for a little bit of a game so far, but it's not the same as being out there and judging stones up and down. It's tough to come off the bench.
Well, like you said, it's obviously a little quicker tonight. How many missed shots heavy here so far in 2 ends, and if Diane was out at night throwing, which is the only time she can really practice, it's always a little flatter, a little slower. So it would be a bit of an adjustment here for sure. It was a heck of a guess weight-wise in both those shots.
Back 8, back 12.
Guard over curl, so the stone that is shot stone right on the button is available for Jody.
Back 12. Close, not quite back 12. Yeah. Back 8. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Reach to it. Whoa, okay. Okay.
Good way, Jode. Run. You like this, Gina? We could peel our run, too.
Yeah, would you rather?
I'm just thinking it's my shot. I think so.
Then they're going around the corner too, though.
Okay. So same as other games.
Sasha's suggestion is based on that score, the fact that you're up 4-0, and you don't want to play it too cozy and give away a big end. Unfortunately, there are enough rocks in play that you can't eliminate all the options for the opposition, so they're sticking with the freeze.
Felt close.
Looks a little hot. Looks heavy.
7, 8.
Well, as you miss this narrow would be a good option. You'd tick the guard over to the and choke off that corner guard come around that Andrea will try later.
No.
Another heavy.
3-5. Okay.
She's mad at herself.
Okay.
Angry, certainly, but the doubt that must be in your mind now. What am I supposed to do here? How slow am I supposed to come out of that hack?
Well, she is a very experienced player, so there is doubt, but she's got to be able to recover. She's done it before, so you just have to stay positive with that thought. I know how to do it. I just have to focus a little harder in the hack with my pre-shot routine and do it.
5.
It's all concentration, isn't it? You have to really bear down and just feel a rock on the way out. And sometimes you get a lead like this, and it's like, oh, if I come up light, they're going to use the guard against me. So you start missing every shot you throw the proper way, and you don't make anything.
Go, keep going. Good, Danny, nice weight.
No more fooling around, though. You're not going to play any quiet little shot here. Have to open it up, if nothing else.
Okay.
Danielle Parsons wrapping it around as New Brunswick sits 2. They do have the last rock here in 3. So trying to run it back. Oh, very nice. Spill them both. One more turn. And there it goes.
Nice.
The important thing with emotions is to channel them, and I think this hit had a little bit of that emotion from the last one built in. She looked very determined to make this shot after making a big mistake on her last. Nicely done.
Tap that back. I don't mind the tap. Try to get a bit to the inside. Okay.
Good news for New Brunswick. There's nothing close to the 4 foot. 2 of them are usable behind the tee line. The only one that they'd like to move is this one.
Kathy, back to the game between Nova Scotia and the Northwest Territories. Yukon. Nova Scotia got 3 in the 3rd. They're sitting the 1 at the back of the 8. Final rock coming up for Carrie Galusha.
Well, and it has been all Carrie Galusha and her team this, and Marianne made that hit and roll. That's the redstone that is currently shot. Chance for Carrie, if you can get around that guard, tap that stone back. 3 comes into play.
It's over buried a lot, though, Kathy. She's going to have to really curl here.
And not with this kind of weight either, Russ.
No!
Although it's going.
Trying.
Okay.
As we watch Danielle Parsons. Colleen Jones is there. Oh! Just slides by. It'll be a steal of 1 for Nova Scotia.
That's what's so gorgeous about this ice. You can make anything, you can miss anything. That weight, she brings that weight down just a hair, and that's made. And big steal there.
Like 10.5.
10.5?
Yeah.
Weight's good. Right off. Right off.
Whoa.
Off.
Close.
Off.
Whoa.
Off. Big bounce.
Come on.
Whoa. Big bounce, Sash.
Come on.
Okay, good shot. Atta girl.
Roll it over and create a
Nice,
little
Dana.
pocket here.
10.5, Cal.
10-2.
Okay.
I think this is what a lot of people struggle with. They look at this house and the fact there are 4 BC stones in there and start to get a little nervous. But when you have this kind of approach, when you're trying to get your deuce, this is a beautiful situation. There's nothing in the forefoot, as you mentioned. There are guards out in front. Now there's a bit of a wall behind the tee line, and you can't worry about the red. You use them as your friends, as we always say.
Absolutely, well said. There's a really good opportunity here to score a multiple.
Line's a little tight. Back 8.
7, 8.
Well done.
8.
Good. Well done.
8.
Close.
Close
No
line
bounce,
in.
No bounce. Yep.
Whoa. Yeah, line.
Hard line.
Hard.
Hard line.
DeSola and Parsons
Hard line. Go.
trying to just drag it down on that corner, hold it there for shot, and they do.
To your point,
Wait.
that is going nowhere because of all those rocks at the back.
Unlock it. This heavy draw.
So you think back when
Anybody get that one?
Kelly
I
was
did. I
calling
got
the
a
sweep on the
5-1.
last one, they could have brushed it all away, maybe rolled the red one right out of the rings, and this would be then removable. I think if you can tap this, you could sit 2.
Definitely want to free up the backing so it could be removed with the next one.
No. 10. No, you gotta wait. 10.
Whoa. Let it work.
Still 10.
No. Whoa.
No. No, off. Off. Off, off, off. Just like edge to edge now. Right off, right off. Hard on the red, Sash.
In a 1-1 tie,
Good shot.
Quebec and PEI, and a big game for both of them, considering their losses at 2 and 3. And the final stone on the way, Kathy, from PEI skip Suzanne Burt from the Charlottetown Curling Complex.
Well, she's been a one-man wrecking crew. She made 2 doubles last end, and this one she made a run back on her first. Quebec opened it up a little bit. If she can get through the hole, she can get to shot, but needs to stick around.
We'll get 1 rolling too far and much too far. 1 and 2 Quebec steals. That's Allison Ross and her team from the Glenmore Curling Club in Montreal.
Where?
6.
7. Are we to the back one? 6. No. 6. Weight's great. Well, you got room.
Come
Gotta
down.
bite the 4. Gotta bite the 4. It's really diving hard. Hard, girls. Come on, hard. Keep going. Keep going.
They were calling a 6. That would be
dove
top
really
4,
hard.
and it doesn't get anywhere close to it.
And if we think back, the 2 that was given up in the first, and Andrew Crawford made a perfect come around. They didn't brush it quick enough. We talked about the slower path. That cost them 2 points. And that one was misjudged again. And that's the difference between the very best teams and the teams that are so close. And you can't make those mistakes at this level.
Okay, 9, 8,
They didn't make a move in that till really late. Just a nose hit, maybe even roll inside. You can kind of come off your own and roll up towards the button even. And the rock that was misbrushed is now in the way for New Brunswick.
Just a 10, 10, 2.
Yep. Yep.
Kelly Scott, 2-time Canadian champion out of the Kelowna Curling Club. This is her first. New Brunswick has the hammer. Just touched it, moved it over, and then the shooter bounces
I didn't get the time. Good sweeping.
and comes up to grab the
sweeping.
back of the button. It appears that the BC is still sitting 2.
Good sweeping.
Well, fortunate. I thought actually this might overcurl completely. But catches a tiny piece of the yellow to push it over.
You know when you hit the net in tennis and you have to apologize to the other team? That's what Kelly just did.
Yes.
Just hit the tape and fell over.
Yeah, and fell into a real good spot.
So we gotta almost, or pretty well knows that.
Yeah, I like that ice.
It's an excuse me.
Yeah. I think Andrew can see enough of that yellow to tap it straight back, but it has to be very precise.
You gotta pretty well get to nose of ours. Okay.
It's quite a little collection there, and the yellow one is just available top of the house.
Yep.
Back line. Little close. Back yes. Yes.
Back line.
Whoa. Yes. Hard. Yes. Yes.
Another huge scrub as this just gets diving and diving, and there's one touch, there's another touch as the shooter spills away, but it has opened up the shot stone.
So close.
Back of the button.
It's been what's happened to Andrea all week. Just that fraction brushing sooner, and that's made. And the worst part about that yellow going in behind, it stops the any out-turn path.
It's not gonna matter, really.
Kelly's just gonna guard the intern side.
Okay. Kind of like edge of 4 line. We've got lots of room, so probably have you guys finish it at the end.
Okay. You want to go right in?
Top 12's good, but a 3 in that line works.
Strange way when you're up 4-0. This would be the 7th red rock in play when you're defending a lead, and but it's working.
It's been a strange end all around. There have been a number of kind of strange shots, a lot of deep draws, and then of course the fortunate shot of Kelly's.
Okay, get ready. You might have to bring it a little.
Final stone for BC.
We're at least topping.
Walden.
This is in that quick
Bring it
spot.
when you
Gotta be
can.
careful. Can't be deep.
No, 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 no. Sit. Sit. Sit.
Wow.
They just can't pull back enough, can they?
Certainly can't.
Shoot.
He knows it.
Wow. Is there a triple there, Linda?
I think it does. Well, we gotta play it, but you gotta play for nose.
Well, just
the one red went out of the back.
You gotta play square
Even
nose.
with the lead.
Don't you need a hair
And
off?
now look at the danger.
No, I think square nose.
what?
Yeah. I think it just jams.
What?
I think it just jams. Do you like 9 or 9.5?
I like 9, but
I like 9 too.
That might be there.
I still think there though. Okay.
Key things make the double. You make the double and stay. You hit it dead on, you score 2. If it ever ticks that 3rd red on the way by, it's 3.
9 with nose.
Wouldn't that be a
Turnaround.
oh. And it's easy up
Should
here,
stay
but
there,
that's the quickest spot. We watched that in the first end. Both teams way heavy, and Andrea threw back in the other direction. The second end on her out turn came heavy, a steal of 2. And Kelly'd love that one back.
So final stone. Facing 3. Is there a triple there? Can she get to make the double for maybe 2? Overcurled it and moved it far enough. Yes, 1. And have a look. Yes, 2.
yellow? Yeah.
New Brunswick, good rushing from the front end of Jody DeSola and Danielle Parsons as they were able to hold it enough just to touch that stone at the back of the button, move it far enough to bring those 2 into play.
That's good. That's a good result.
48 curlers started, all of them with a chance to drive away with a brand new 2013 Ford Fusion in the annual Ford Hot Shots competition. And that number then trimmed down to just 2. And in the final, well, it was the Northwest Territory Sharon Cormier facing Ontario's Rachel Holman. And the Ontario skip was brilliant, scoring the maximum 5 on a few of her shots, including the always tough double takeout. And with her Ontario teammates right there, Rachel Holman would drive away. She wins the Ford Hot Shots and a 2-year lease on a 2013 Ford Fusion. On a Tuesday afternoon here in Kingston, after a snowstorm, a little rain, a little mixed bag of everything came through the area prior to this afternoon's draw. New Brunswick gets there too. In the third, it's still BC up 4-2, and here in the fourth, it'll be BC that has the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Red Stones, but we're still talking about during the commercial break just how difficult it is for these teams to throw the right weight for the draw, to keep something in front of the tee line.
Yeah, it's definitely Quickerland, isn't it?
It's quicker, but not to be unkind, the team we're talking about in particular, Kelly Scott, is a very experienced team, and Kelly, a wonderful champion right back in junior days, so it is something they should be able to cope with, and I know that they're just annoyed with themselves. They know how to kick out a little softer. They're just not doing it.
Diane Gushalak throwing the lead stones now for Sarah Wozny. Gushalak, a three-time champion, once in Ontario in '95 with Allison Goring, and two times for BC, once with Georgina Wheatcroft in 2004, and then Marla Mallett. Her last appearance was in 2009.
And two very nice shots this end. We talked about coming off the bench and it being very difficult. Diane threw the wings, which was the call after a center guard was played. And Andrea did try a second center guard. That wasn't a short rock. That's exactly what she wanted. And Diane cut off that path nicely with the top 4 stone.
Where? 7. Behind. Okay. More, eh? Gotta go behind.
This could be hot also.
Getting better.
Definitely this left-hand side as we're looking is warmed up. There's a lot of traffic down this area, and you cannot be deep here.
And this time, you could see little sparks coming off Kelly's shoes as she ran up to peel off the guard, because we've had 2 ends in a row where they've kind of talked about it and no, yes, but no more. Not going to play around with this kind of game.
If she didn't run up, the other 3 were going to run down.
That's true.
In a 1-1 tie, Alberta, Newfoundland, and Labrador as they play in the fourth.
Well,
and this will be the...
Sorry, Vic.
You know, usually
I thought you were done. I thought it was my turn.
I'm never done. Stacey Devereaux getting ready to throw her last.
Well,
Kathy.
she certainly has a chance for 4. You know, in the last end, Alberta, she had the house to draw to. She went through and only got 1. This end, she's trying to play a draw, went through again.
Okay,
so lots of troubles today with draw weight on more than just our feature sheet.
Like
this is a draw for 4.
Wow.
Right,
are you done?
Right
Thank
to
you.
T-line.
Over
Right to T-line.
You look pretty good.
I do love Linda.
5. 4, 5. 5, girls.
And there they are. 1, 2, 3, and 4 for Newfoundland and Labrador. And one of the few times we've seen her smile. Both these teams looking for their first wins.
It's a great recovery there. That's just perfect.
Good one.
Heel.
You say to yourself, why couldn't I do that the first time?
Yeah, you do. You really do. And it's obviously there's a few lanes that are a little quicker, and that sometimes happens when you're using a stopwatch. The stopwatch is a great idea to give you a rough idea of what it's doing, assuming all those spots are the same. And you can just ask Kelly Scott how quick that one spot is, and it's fooled everybody.
Really hard, right up. Okay, it'll go. Yep, go Gina, go, go, go. Shot, Sash.
3. Yeah, I like just that side of center.
Okay, I think it's pretty quick here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right here, though. Let it work. Pretty tight. Yeah. Let it work, especially
We yelled
line.
3, and we know it's pretty
3.
quick.
Make sure it's 3. 2.5 is good. That's good.
Spot on that time. A good judgment by the front end for New Brunswick. It's a real art, Lind, isn't it? You see the top male and female teams that have been doing the winning in the last few years, and you'll see a front end that can judge a rock within a 6 to 8 inches probably.
Yeah, it's a tremendous skill and a big advantage to a team. Basically, every shot's made with 4 players. It's not just the person throwing. It's the skip planning the path as well as the shot, and then the brushers also understanding the speed that is needed.
I'm going to speak now, Kathy. Over on sheet C, Nova Scotia got 3 in the second, stole 1 in 4.
So, I don't know.
Yellowstone on the lid belongs to the team from Yellowknife. And can she grab enough of it for a second?
She can. They definitely looked at the tap, the red onto the yellow, but the angles aren't great. Needs to get right to the face of her stone because of where those red stones are. Tough, tough, tough shot.
And she may even have to move the red stone to the back of the button a little bit. Carrie Galusha.
Finish it. Yep, all the way. Close. As far as you can go with it. Yep, go, yep.
And will not be able to hold the shooter. Gets a single. 4-2 Nova Scotia.
Good weight call, Wendy. Thanks.
Little of it is good.
Sticky? In the hack? I didn't notice.
BC content to continue to peel off these guards. If you follow it through, that nice stone that was played by New Brunswick sits in front of shot rock. A play can be made on those.
Easy. Clean. Yep.
Just the timing of when you make all these plays is the issue.
You could have been a little more aggressive with the roll there. You might have thrown more of a board weight, maybe rolled into this area, and then later, if Andrea throws a guard up again, you could later come in and slash this in this way to get at that yellow rock. Or you could have rolled a little farther and guarded that one that's at the side of the 8-foot.
Going to make a play now, playing yellow onto red.
I think that's why BC didn't throw a nice soft weight, because things would go wrong with that shot, knowing that Andrea has to make a play and could set up a double of her own here.
You good with that?
Whatever you want. Yeah.
Will be 1 and 2, I think. At least 1, obviously. 10.
The issue. Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
So where do you roll?
Exactly. I was going to say, where does the shooter
Took the words out of your mouth, eh? Second shot.
Oh, it just came back. I don't think it came back enough, however.
I had too much ice when I got in the hack, too.
Just to let you know that Quebec and PEI, the 4th was blanked. So PEI continues to have the hammer in 5, but trailing 3-1.
It looked like it wasn't curling there, like, so I don't know. It took a long time to come over.
Like 3/4 or so.
Okay.
Dead on would be nice to sit too, but dead on might jam it.
Wait. 10-2. Just a little more. 10.5.
I like the idea of bringing the weight down a bit. If Andrews was a shade lighter, it would have stayed around.
This is definitely a day where it looks like the ice is brushing ice, that your brushes can really hold the line, as well as, of course, carry it to keep the speed on it a bit.
10-2. No.
Kelly Scott, her first. She does have the last rock here in 4.
Watch the side, Diane.
Don it die.
Stone in front.
Okay.
Moves the second shot stone, and then the shooter eventually spills to sit 4 shot, edge of the 8.
I was surprised she took more ice. I thought she was actually down at the hack end thinking about how straight and fast that side of the ice has been, and maybe just pull the weight back because of that. Definitely an issue when she moved that one at the back.
Yeah, real straight spot, I heard her say on the way by. There's definitely a little bit of a run there, and Andrews didn't move much either. Could have taken 4 or 5 inches less ice, as it looks like. Chance to sit 3. If it's straight on the out-turn side, there's a good chance this will curl a little more than normal.
Yep, 10. Hard! Hard! Clean! Clean! Just clean.
Andrea Crawford bangs it right on the nose, and so it will be 3 that Kelly Scott is facing with her last.
It's a funny game. We talk about all the things that cause you to have struggles out on the ice, and often overanalysis caused by some things that happen on the ice. For example, in this case, ice issues lead to doubt, lead to changing shots like Kelly did, instead of just sticking with what you really believe and throwing with confidence. So you have to be careful, especially as a skip, that you don't debate too much. You just think clearly about the facts you've got at hand.
Nobody's thrown a takeout. Had some draws out this far, but no takeouts. Has to hang around.
I think she's just drawing, actually.
Oh, is she drawing? Sorry.
Okay, let it work then.
It's in the quick spot.
Let it work. 8. Let it work. Close to the back.
So Gushalak on the left, Carter on the right. This is a dust here.
Dig a bit here.
Does have the backing of the.
You need the backing. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Nice work, go. That a girl.
Boy, when she needs it, it's there. She pulled the draw weight out of her pocket. Against 3, has a 5-2 lead. The NHL on TSN continues tonight. The LA Kings are in Edmonton to take on the Oilers. You can watch it live at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on TSN and TSN Mobile TV. Watch the Wolf Island Ferry. Look at the ice that it kicks up, and you can hear it. As I mentioned yesterday, we are on it, crunching away. Somewhere out there many years ago, 1830 something, the first hockey game was actually played. That's what the claim is here in Kingston. 5-2, BC leads as we go to 5. And New Brunswick will have the last rock playing the Yellowstone.
Diane Gushalak's first stone is back button, trying to put one in front of it. Nice corner guard position by New Brunswick.
Way to go, Di. Beauty. Good job.
5th player usually in warm-up does what?
Holds the broom usually, Vic. Holds the
So
broom
it's a little
the
tough for
players,
Diane Gushalak to come in. Her first few stones are what in fact would be the warm-up, right? Their little practice section.
Yeah, exactly. And normally they come out at night once in a while to throw rocks, but the ice gets a little softer late at night after 2 practices and a 10-end game. But with the way the draw is right now, you can come out in the mornings because there's no morning draws, and that's a lot better for the athletes too, to do some practicing, match some rocks, get to know your sheet.
Great way, Jody.
Which reminds me to remind you, because we have had some people ask, it's a change in the schedule from the Canadian Curling Association to take some of the morning draws and move them towards the end of the week and build the momentum. So yesterday there was no mornings. No morning today, and again Wednesday, tomorrow, no morning draw. Just the 2.
Yeah!
And the teams cannot practice, of course. So no teams would be here. Russ may be here.
No, I was throwing.
Just watching the sheets. Dedicated as he is.
Moved a little extra shrapnel there, which won't bother BC at all with a 3-point lead. Got the corner, got the one in the rings.
We love to talk about the theories with strategy, so I'll ask you, Russ, as opposed to throwing one corner guard and going around it, are you a fan of the two corner guard play?
I think everybody was, but not anymore. And you see a lot of times where, let's say this rock stops a little bit short, there'll be an angle that would probably make both of them go away. And the athletes are so good now, the ice is so good, the rocks are so straight when you throw it hard that double peel is made once in a while, and then your end's over. So a lot of teams go around that. I like going around it to answer the question. Yeah. I like come right around it. You go around Barry, run that right-hand one, and when BC tries to run it back, even if they get the rock in the rings, they've left their shooter.
I think for teams, if you're tracking your own success, it's important when you play out whichever strategy you choose, is you look at the outcome at the conclusion of the end. Does the one corner guard generate the deuce? Does the two corner guards do it? What is your best success? I do find many teams don't use their line score data to track what does work. And you can practice things all you want, but you have to know if it works in competition.
The other thing that happens once in a while, it doesn't happen all the time, but if you go around that corner, the other team might chase it. When there's two corners thrown, they're going to run up and peel one of them. But you go around and they chase it, they miss it the wrong way, they miss wide, you duck another one underneath, and now you score three.
It actually happened in the second end. They got BC playing some draws around the corner, and they went deep. It was just the mistakes happened to be traded back and forth. Or it could have been a big end for New Brunswick.
Yeah, you're right. Becky missed the double with Peel Wade, or they would have been sitting 3 points, all because they chased it around that corner.
Didn't we see earlier in the week as well? Your thought was maybe put a second corner up on the same side, let them have one, and then when they go after it, you start to go around, right?
For sure, the double corner on the same side, that's been around for years, but you see teams use it more now because there's so much curl. The long corner guard is just about useless.
Gotta go! Real hard, gotta go!
Oh, this could be trouble.
I don't know what happened with that one. That must have picked. It's going right past.
Okay.
Wow.
And a wow here too, Kathy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red. That's what PEI is facing?
Well, she is. And for Suzanne Burt, the whole end, she kept trying to freeze and they kept bouncing off. And every time they bounced off, Quebec was able to hit. She drew on her first one, playing the wide open head.
Look at this. Really trying to hold this for her now. And there is a little one at the back that looks like it might be biting just there. That was probably a throw against 6.
I believe so.
Wow. Deep breath time. Suzanne Burt out of the Charlottetown Curling Complex gets her single.
Lots of room. Lots of room still.
It's moving.
Okay, you got really good line now. Can you finish it? Yep. Really hard. Go really hard. Finish. Go, 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 go. Hard. Go. Hard. Go. Great sweep. Good job.
Very nicely done, taking advantage of the mistake, the pick of Gina's. And got one right behind cover.
What do you like?
I like guarding ours more than freezing to theirs. You can't get the tap.
I think it's so late to peel the guard.
No.
Yep, okay.
I like that too.
3. It was an interesting call. Most teams would run up and peel the guard.
Same draw weight as yesterday, Sasha?
Yes, yeah. The 4,
Now
8
we'll
side,
go
4, 9.
next door to sheet C. Nova Scotia leading. But there's a 1, 2, 3 yellow in there. So has it been that good for the team from Yellowknife?
A little bit so, but it's also been very typical of when Marianne's had last rock. She's ignored some stones in play to try to generate a couple of points. And it's not misses as much as her tactics, but it does leave her facing 3 on her final stone.
So the final stone for the skip out of the Mayflower Curling Club. Marianne Arsenault, Kim Kelly, and Jennifer Baxter are on the brush. And this, you can hear Colleen Jones managing the house. A little check of the stopwatch.
You got it. Easy. Great shot, Marianne.
Nice sweeping, you guys.
For the single to take a 5-2 lead
Found it right
to the break.
door.
Nova Scotia still looking for their first win.
Let's go back to the point of peeling the guard. The comment that BC made was it's a little late. The thing was they had a rock in the center area. So if you peel, yes, the other team can still put another guard up. They can draw around the other side. They can play a freeze. But the one that you're exposing will be exposed, and you could make a play on it. Nice guard was played by BC, but you have to be very careful if you're going to play along with a team like this that has the hammer.
Well, and we talk about all the time, it's hard to make those guards, and they did make it, which is forcing Becky to a tough shot as this has to curl.
Lots of movement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Any lighter that's made, and that was just overthrown a little bit. And could have sat 2 there, maybe even rolled behind the corner guard, and really promising ends turn the other direction.
Now this will be interesting to see how Kelly manages this draw, because this has been a huge challenge for her today. If she can get it in the right spot, she makes the beauty last in on the open draw against 3 New Brunswick stones, but has missed a lot of these come-arounds.
Skip stones here in 5.
Got room, guys. Room. 6. Make
Kelly
sure.
Scott of the Kelowna. New Brunswick does have the last rock.
Line's real good. Room. 6, Gina.
Room.
Tuck it, though. Tuck it when you can.
Top 4.
So
Just
6
top 4.
is the top 4.
Oh, Diane.
Good.
And a little clunk of brushes. And again, that's the
No worries.
lack of familiarity between Sasha Carter and now Gushalak coming in. Nice draw, gets it to the top of the button.
Yeah, almost burnt it, but good shot. There's a lot of broom banging there in the top 4, but at least it's the broom, not the rock.
Nice shot. Perfect.
Yeah, that was nice.
Don't you just know that Kelly, after successfully having the brushers negotiated into that spot, feels a lot better. That's 2 in a row, perfect draws.
Yeah, Wade, she's too good. She's a veteran. She's going to pick up on it, but that is a slippery spot there. So it makes this shot a little harder. Becky threw it a little too hard. It didn't curl. You heard Andrew say back 8 in a real quick spot, so you're really throwing T-line weight. Let the brushers make it.
Gonna move it 2 feet. Okay.
Newfoundland and Labrador exploded for 4 in the 4th. Take a 5-1 lead, and on that yellow stone edge of the button, Kathy, that belongs to the team from St. John's too.
It does. Christy trying to slash the Yellowstone in onto the red, onto the yellow for 2.
Christy Moore, Grand Prairie Curling Club. Angle it back, move it. I don't think, I can't tell. Oh, a little hand goes up. Did move it far enough?
Close, eh?
Very close. 2 around the edge of the button.
I think it's faster on Sure. That's fine. Yeah, I guess we'll have a measure.
Aaron Porter from Newfoundland Labrador.
Yeah. Me too.
Lane de Jager, the 3rd for Alberta. They're going to measure, and we'll let you know.
Okay. 3-4, guys. They're all just kind of for line. We got same ice, so might break a little sooner.
The one that slid too deep, the exact same shot 2 ends ago that gave Andrea a double to score a deuce. Obviously, Kelly knows this path, just made a beauty. So all about line.
And we've mentioned it before that if you throw it a little too light, which is sometimes the tendency when you've struggled, it won't curl to the right spot, can't carry far enough through the curl.
Okay, got a long way to curl still. Even a 4 is okay.
Yeah, I think you need to
Need
bring
a 4.
It will curl.
Easy lines moving now. Easy.
Yeah, we're 3.
Still just 3?
Full 12's
Hey,
good.
line's good.
3-4.
Line's good for 3-4.
You don't need to go at all.
Whoa.
Sit.
Great shot.
Way to go.
Well, she's, as you said, found the draw weight in the last end to pick up the single.
Around.
And here she's made 2 beauties.
Like
Sometimes you just have to trust. You trust the field, trust the mechanics, and just go with the flow.
I don't think there's anything else. What do you like? Do you like that though?
Well, I
mean,
kind
it's
of
all
have
we
to
have.
like it, I
Yeah, I
guess. So we need to go touch
And
almost to
the
center,
measurement
probably here.
is in favor of Alberta. So the team from Grand Prairie, skipped by Christy Moore, picks up a single. They'll go to the break. Newfoundland Labrador leading 5-2.
We heard Andrew say, I guess I have to like it. But there is another option if you wanted to, and the way the score is, this might dictate to go out on a limb and try something like that. If you ever made it, you could actually score 3.
5-10.
The triple, I think's there.
But this is a cold draw, is it? She's
but
trying to tap.
But she's got to put it anywhere on the pin. Not easy.
Didn't we see Ontario make a similar shot earlier in the week? I think just a little quiet tap and roll off.
Well, she has to reach the pin. This is
Okay.
really tough.
7. Okay, line's good.
Line's good.
Read on T.
Final stone. Andrea Crawford.
Just for weight.
Got to get it by the stone top of the 12-foot first. Got off the guard. That's one. Now needs to come right over, maybe touch it. Have you grabbed enough? Well, no. Really gave it a good go.
One red.
One red it is. BC will pick up one more. We'll go to the break, 6-5. Important game for both. BC at 2 losses. New Brunswick at 3.
Comedic relief. Just TBC is here. Love is a hopeless place.
I think it was just a little pride that was hurt on that one.
No one saw that, right?
That was ugly.
They don't listen. Sorry.
Hi, Mom.
Wow. Thanks for watching.
You're very welcome. And we hope everyone's enjoying our coverage of the Scotties from Kingston. 3 teams. They're all idle. In fact, the top 4, Team Canada, Manitoba, Ontario, still undefeated. Saskatchewan will try to rebound after losing to PEI last night. Here at the K-Rock Center, home of the Kingston Frontenacs, under the direction of General Manager Doug Gilmore and Coach Todd Gill, a couple of former Maple Leafs, hooking up to run this Ontario Hockey League team, and they are on a 6-game road trip. Their next home game won't be until February the 27th when the Oshawa Generals come to Kingston, as the Scotties has taken over their home. And here in the 6th, 6-2 BC leads, and it'll be New Brunswick that has the last rock, playing the Yellowstones.
Do you want to go up here right now?
You like that? I don't really like that.
I like either drawing around or bumping.
Nice start for
You can
BC
tap
one
the
more
back.
time. Diane's put the 2 rocks in front of the T-line.
You like
That's
this?
key. Corner guard did go up in between those two, and a little discussion about what they want to do.
And it's back to what we talked about. Vic mentioned it with the double corner guard earlier, and you don't see it too often, but I don't see a problem with it. The front end doesn't seem to like it. But, because the yellow guard's so tight to the rings, it's hard to split them. It's hard to put one on the other side without setting up some type of double.
No, they're just the one. Yep, finish it. Yep, finish it.
Theory
Yep.
being that BC, with the score the way it is, will keep peeling the top one, so Andrea protects the back one that she can use later. Probably Vice's first rock, Vice's second rock, something like that. They will go in eventually.
Probably out. Do you like out? Do you want in?
Out
She's
looks
saying
good.
either.
You got lots
Talking
of
about
space on
the
out.
which
Is
turn
there?
here?
Oh, yeah.
They are. There's lots of room to get it by the 2 that are in the house because it is far enough in front. It's just in that one zone position.
No.
Quite often I'll work with teams and I'll say, what is the purpose of your corner guard? As we see, this one must be outside, which is not a good thing.
Where's that back one going?
Ooh.
Look out.
And she'll get
Sorry,
one.
guy.
And now the corner raised in will spill to the back 8. And it leaves the BC stone. Still shot rock.
Yeah.
Wow, Sasha's really having some struggles today. I was going to say the point of that guard out in front, the long one, was to keep BC busy. That's you usually have a corner guard you're intending to use for yourself, or you have it to try and change what the opponent would do. And in this case, that one was to keep BC busy out there, peeling it off, and then eventually you can come in and use the rocks that are in a better position. But that's a big mistake.
BC's busy now because it could be two, and that yellow one at the back is pretty well buried too.
Line's really good. Line's really good. Whoa, pick up, you have to. Get it in. Gotta get it in, girls. Hard, get a biter. Go, really hard, go. Hard, girls, hard, hard, go hard.
Oh dear, just not able to drag it to the rings.
Still in an okay spot. Depending on what BC does, of course, after they peel this top one. That could be used.
Room, clean, yep. Clean. Yep, clean, you're fine. Clean. Way to go, Sash.
Good job.
I should have just called that.
Pretty tight. I'm just wondering if we should split it on or just put a guard up right now.
What would you do, Russ?
I don't mind another guard.
You could tap it, but then there's going to be a double or triple. They're all lined up. You might want to make a move on the shot rock even. I might be tempted to freeze to the shot rock. That's not easy either.
Do you want to call time?
It's getting a little late to throw another guard. You could.
New Brunswick has called a 90-second timeout. So that will bring Coach Charlie Sullivan to the ice.
A lot of right answers here, really.
It's you come around, it's pretty easy for her to.
If we come around it, like you say, it's a pretty easy run back triple. Right?
Yeah.
If we hit and roll to the open, she's going to be hitting the roll back in front of ours. If we put a long guard up.
She's probably going to peel another one.
You're wondering if she's going to peel one more. It's an easy double if we split it, right?
Well, not necessarily.
We could just play to tap it straight back if you're looking to get one of the rings. We could come back and freeze stars at the back, and then she's probably maybe tempt her into freezing to us.
What if we just try to get in front of the T line?
Makes the triple fairly
yeah,
easy.
just to run back, right? We can try tapping it, and if we end up splitting, that's...
Freezing any good?
In the red, you mean?
Yeah. Should we tap on the red or tap on the...
Freezing's good, but that's a much harder shot at this point.
Yeah.
Tapping is the same idea, though, as drawing around, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to go for the split...
You just play the split.
Yeah. At this point, it's a matter of execution.
Do you think we should put another guard and then play the split, or play the split right now? It's Danielle's second.
Yeah, we can put up another guard.
Yeah, and then split. Okay.
You heard them talk. You could throw up the other guard, which protects the straight back yellow rage. You could go around. Charlie had a good option. Go around. You have two at the back in the two position there. You'd have two buried. You might see BC chase it, but you could also freeze onto the top on there, and that might be a little simpler. Theory being, if you freeze well, they have to peel it out of there, and then you could split that on for three.
Nova Scotia leading Northwest Territories Yukon 5-2, but they've team from Yellowknife has two in there. Is this a draw for three?
It is indeed. This whole end really set up on a shot by Sharon Cormier. She was playing through the hole, and she actually got a fortunate rub on the outside red one. That got the rocks into the 4-foot in the first place. So for Carrie, trying to get through that hole, if she comes right to the face of hers, even taps the red a little bit, it would be for three.
Yeah, the two red stones are around the edge of the four as we watch.
No! She can probably still... We're okay, yep!
Wendy Miller on the left, Megan Cormier on the right. Sharon Cormier calling line, got to get through the hole. Right up to it for three. Very nice. Carrie Galusha, Yellowknife.
I heard a polar power.
They ended up throwing the guard, and I suggested freeze.
2.5.
Charlie's come around was a good call too, I think. But the guard, worry about the guards now. How do you split that thing on now? The one that you've guarded, and it's forced BC's hand to throw a guard, and that's exactly what happened last end. Same scenario, really. This one's deep.
Sit.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Sit. Okay.
Just off.
New Brunswick made an assumption, and BC made a
This is fine. What kind of
rock
weight,
that's in
normal?
the wrong spot and hands it back to New Brunswick. It's been that kind of game.
Yeah,
Some
I mean,
really good
yeah,
shots,
fair.
and then somebody's that
Okay,
little
whatever
bit
you like.
off.
You don't care? Okay. 9.5. It's just a hair off.
Rebecca Atkinson throwing the third stones for New Brunswick.
Whoa. Roll a shooter.
One, and stuffed it, jammed it. BC remains shot stone, top edge of the 4.
No. Our time is going.
No, it's not.
Danielle. I thought.
I don't think that's very good.
I like the guard.
2.
Interesting game. There's been so many situations that there's about 4 options. I always like to say none of them are wrong, but this is dangerous. If you ever miss the guard here, it's hit to sit 3. You could draw for 2, Linda. You could hit something. The one that was just thrown, you could hit it, roll into the rings. You probably wouldn't sit 2. But
Now, definitely with a 4-point lead, this is a really scary position to be in.
especially when they keep missing them, either heavy or over curling.
Gotta close this yellow up.
We're gonna
Come
be.
on. Oh no.
Yeah,
you
we're gonna
still
be
got weight, eh?
close to
Okay,
4 if we
let it
go.
sit. Line's okay. Let it curl and sit. Okay, good shot.
Okay.
Do you want to try that? If we clip our yellow, it's not awful, I guess, eh?
There's no way to go through the hole, is there? Like, that we would want to?
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
And then if you clip the red, fine?
Yeah.
Not bad.
It's very tight, but I think it's there.
Okay.
What kind of weight do you want to play?
Well, we gotta curl. Well,
That's a teeny hole, and you have to curl to get through it.
Whoa.
I think this will get us through.
You gotta hit it on, well, no,
There's not really much. It's just a hole.
Yeah.
What kind of weight? Normal?
10.5.
Okay. This is good.
Okay.
Could just hit the top one. You could hit the top one, roll over, and tap that yellow into the rings, and there'd be 3 yellows against 1 red. They're going to try to come through the hole. It'll eventually get through, even if it ticks. If you, especially if you hit the left one first, the yellow one first, you'll slide into the rings.
No! Right off, guys. No! Okay, that's not bad.
Boy, that wasn't much more than a rock width there.
No, but it turned out you were going to get into the rings by missing it as she did. So it's not a bad shot, because look what's happened here. You've lined the 2 yellows up.
I don't know. What about no?
You're so precise though with your guard, because you got
Open side or high guard, eh?
You can't give her the.
I go here. She's making this, and then I'm splitting against 4 kickers. I don't know. She's got a yellow run in too.
Well, if you're PEI, you like this.
You sure do.
But if you're Quebec, this does not look good facing 4.
Well, and what she's doing is playing to concede 1, Vic. She's trying to get through the hole and hit the second shot stone with the lead and facing 4. Sometimes it's the right decision.
Allison Ross of the Glenmore Curling Club. She represented Ontario in 1999 with Quebec. Brenda Nichols in 2005. The rest of her team is an all-rookie team. And yes, Kathy, you're right.
It happens occasionally.
I'm surprised too. To tie it at 3.
Boy, oh boy, what a 4-point lead. You could hit that top one, sacrifice your shot, Rock. You might get both of them out. But, Kelly's going to split the rings. If she makes both her shots properly, she'll get out of this mess. But if not, New Brunswick back in the ball game here.
And although it's an open draw to a fairly big area, somewhere behind the tee line for second shot, draws have been the difficult thing today.
Oh boy.
And that's after of anyone you thought she had finally figured it out. She made some wonderful draws before the break, and now it's escaped her again.
Danielle! I think we can hit. There's a lot of space there.
Yeah, I think you almost have to hit on that side, don't you?
I don't think that drags.
You don't think what?
I don't think that drags that way.
No, it doesn't drag. You have to hit it here-ish.
And roll the shooter on?
And roll the shooter on.
10.
But I wouldn't throw, I wouldn't throw a whole bunch of weight
Like
at it.
10?
Yeah, either that or less than that. But
10.
We talk about the drag shot all the time, and there's enough separation here between these two rocks that they feel it won't drag. If they're right close together, it will drag, and in that case it would drag in this direction and possibly miss the red one. They feel there's enough space. What they do have to be careful with is where they roll here with this yellow one, because rolling into the rings would be nice, but if it rolls over here and guards this back red one, they want to hit it later.
Former Canadian junior champion. This is her first. Get it by the guard. Oh, run it back. Got it. Push it out the side. Shooter didn't make it in, but is sitting 1, 2.
Good shot.
So far, just a couple. Boy, they just got it by that front guard. That really curled. Nicely done to get rid of shot Stone.
So they sitting shot edge of the 8, and the other one back 12.
I didn't think I did.
No, I don't wait.
A couple other good things happened. Illustrated that yellow one could have rolled. They were trying to roll this way, which would have blocked off this red rock that could be hit to score a bundle here. But it also lined up this situation here
Over there, so we want to
that
get
way.
it tucked for sure.
So
Back
if
8,
Kelly
come
puts this in the
forward.
wrong spot,
Separation from the top
it could be
yellows.
double raised.
I'd like to take this back towards that yellow at the back 12.
I would agree. Like that might just be a back 8 here, eh? A back 4.
This spot hasn't been played as much, and Kelly's been a little deep. So if I had to guess, could be short here.
That's what they were just talking about, that the same weight she just threw this slid to the back 12 might be okay.
Okay, wait on line, Sash. Line's good. Clean.
8.
Clean room.
Final stone for BC, Kelly Scott.
8. When you can. Line 8. Better.
Kushlak on the left.
Finish when you
Carter
can,
on the
guys.
right. And deep it will come.
Yep. Go, 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 go,
And the finish
Nice shot.
takes it for shot Stone.
I didn't get a lot of finish on that.
Yeah, it didn't really dive, just kind of curl the whole way.
Yeah.
She nailed the speed, just didn't quite get the line.
Nuts.
Yeah.
It definitely came down a bit. That looked heavy for a while.
Okay. Back line. Okay.
Tap it back. Sit right there for a possible 3.
Just move it a couple of feet, but that's pretty tight ice for back line.
Just a hair more.
And
You want
it is
90 or
just
95?
Outside now, the button.
I like 90 too.
Just through. Yeah.
trailing by 4. Looking to get 3 back right here. Uh-oh, there's Stone's top 12. They're trying to get by. Starting to move now. Parsons, DeSola got it by. Get to the nose, roll it over, and put him on the board. 1, 2, 3, New Brunswick.
Nice shot. Thanks. Sweet, guys. Yeah, good sweet.
Funny man Seth MacFarlane hosts the Oscars this year, and so who knows what the night will bring. CTV's got the Oscars live Sunday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on CTV. That 3 jumps off the board, doesn't it? Very nice, New Brunswick. They're down by 1, and it'll be BC that has the last rock. The team from the Kelowna Curling Club will have the hammer playing the Redstones.
Well, that line could be used in this game. Who knows what this game will bring? There's just some things being traded back and forth. BC had 3 really good chances to make an end. Unlike the last one, Sasha with a peel, she jams it. Gina with a guard goes in. And then Kelly heavy on a draw to the side of the house, which would have prevented the big end being scored by New Brunswick. Nice tap by Andreev to get the 3. So it's a whole new ball game.
They're 4 down like that, like New Brunswick was. I think they were pretty happy that BC was allowing some rocks to accumulate. And nice thrown rock by Andrea for the 3.
Heavy draw, back 8.
That was about T line, right?
That was T, yeah.
Just a little flop.
And there it is.
Boy, Diane's played really well.
Nice shot.
Coming off the bench again, if you should be just joining us, BC lead Sarah Wozni. Not feeling well, touch of the flu, we believe. Indication is, and so Diane Gushala has come off the bench.
You almost wonder, Linda, if it is a little slipperier surface, or it doesn't seem much faster by the watch. But maybe it's a better sliding surface. Maybe it's a slightly different pebble head they've used, or temperature in the water. Diane would be the only one that doesn't have to make a change.
No expectations.
Exactly.
Good brushing.
Sasha might be getting a little gun shy about these peels. That last one last end, she definitely flipped it wide.
Short turn really runs straight, and they played it pretty tight here.
Really hard. Really hard. Go, go, go. Right to it. Go, go, go. It'll go, Good. Nice dash. Way to go. Nice throw.
You want that out, or?
Yeah, it's kind of
nose. Okay.
Kathy, Nova Scotia and the team from Yellowknife in a 5-5 tie. The big end for Carrie Galusha was that 6th when she scored 3, but as Nova Scotia, can they get a couple back here?
Well, they can. It's the exact same shot that Marianne threw on her first one. Carrie tried to bury twice around that corner guard, just not able to get the finish that she wanted. So Marianne can see about half.
And then bring that stone hanging onto the edge of the 12 into play, but this is a big scrub. Got to get it by that guard first.
Nice shot, Marianne.
Very nice indeed for 2, Nova Scotia. And the team from the Mayflower in Halifax looking for win number 1.
10.
Right?
Yep. 10. Yep. Yep. Right up.
This is where Kelly threw earlier in the game and didn't give herself enough ice and just chipped the rock.
Get up. Okay.
Again, lots of yellow stones. 1-2 there, and so the draw against a couple for Allison Ross.
Well, yeah, and she had to make a great shot. She made a run-back double on her first, but left Suzanne Burt. Suzanne's had fabulous draw weight today. Been putting them at the top of the 4-foot every time. And so it's not only a draw, it's a draw to the 4-foot against 2.
Audrey Dufresne is handling the house. Brittany O'Rourke, Sasha Beauchamp. Heated draw at the 4. Terrific stuff. Allison Ross picks up the single. Rebecca Atkinson gets everything moving.
She wasn't far off line, with just no weight, Linda. You had to move a lot of granite there. And, any more speed, that red one's long gone.
It's important for BC to at least establish an end here that's not too complicated, which they've now done by peeling off the guard. After giving up that big 3 in the last end, you want to make sure you have a chance to score or blank. Set up something that's pretty simple, so this is kind of a nice situation, a chance to hit and sit 2.
Yeah, even if you make a slight mistake, you can still possibly blank the end and go back to even ends, one up with hammer.
Shot, Gina. Atta girl.
Good shot.
10.
Might have to play the thin double by necessity here. We talked at the top of the show that Rebecca was just 13 points lower than Gina. They had to step her game up, and I think I haven't seen the stats lately, Linda, but Gina's curled very well, and not that Rebecca's played poorly, but she's just not putting pressure on the opposition vice.
She's just had those mistakes that have been very costly. Earlier in the game, she actually had a double to set up a 3 for New Brunswick and went right by. Just that kind of timing of a mistake. And this is another one of those timings, because what a great chance now. BC can go to the other side of the house, make sure there is no double set up, and sit 2.
Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. Yep, yep, yep. Looks good. Keep it coming a bit. Very nice. Way to go.
Good sweep, guys.
Way to go, Gina. That's okay.
Well, Newfoundland Labrador cracked a 4 in the 4th, and now 3 more in 7. And so Newfoundland and Labrador and Stacey Devereaux from St. John's, 8-2 over Christy Moore from Grand Prairie. Both those teams came into this Tuesday afternoon looking for their first wins.
Now, with only 2 New Brunswick rocks left to go, you're better to hit this dead on. If you roll a little bit towards the other one, you roll deeper. Kelly Scott hits a dead on, there's still no double. Hit this dead on, Kelly hits a dead on, there might be a double.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Clean it, clean it.
And right on, and it was.
Kelly hits a dead on, it would be a tough one, but there would be a bit of an angle.
Just a little bit of distance to cover. The angle might not be too bad. First she has to hit it, and I did say earlier in the game that she just ticked a rock in this spot.
Over curled a couple in that spot, so.
That's true. Be nice to get a little roll or something.
Yeah, well, unless she rolled to center, other than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Kelly Scott in her first. She does have the last rock.
Maybe,
the 7th.
Yep.
Clean. Hard. Hard.
Clean.
To it.
Clean. You're good. You're good. You're good.
A little bit of panic after watching that one earlier, but very nicely thrown. 2 good hits in a row.
Just edge with
Atta girl, Cal.
Kind of wait.
Just rolled a little outside, which made the rock come back a little deeper towards the tee line. No double at all.
Just give me a hair more.
Roll it your way, just to the 4, Jody.
Okay.
Yep, soft.
Yep.
Yep. Gotta go.
Little less. Hard. Right up. Hard. Hard. Hard, Jody.
Trying to hold the line here. Don't want to hit it too thin, and
That's good, that's good, that's good. Whoa.
it'll roll over to T-line edge of the button. So a chance for 2. And that's a nice little bounce back after giving the 3 spot and 6.
Kellyto is a very readable rock, I'd call it. A clean release, big rotation, so it doesn't snap early.
Yep. Right to it. Really hard, right to it. Hard.
Goshalak.
Right to
Carter.
it. Go.
Same thing here. Can't afford to spin off this. Oh boy. And is there a catcher? No, it'll spin out the back. So a wasted opportunity.
10-3, little down, eh?
A readable stone that will not be a bestseller.
Okay, Cal. Okay.
That's what we wanted.
Our eye is your eye on the 2013 Scotties Tournament of Hearts from Kingston. Welcome back on this Tuesday afternoon here at the K-Rock Center. Our feature, BC against New Brunswick. Nice way to, well, she had a chance for the deuce, but only settled for 1, and it's too bad. As soon as you say something, Russ, about great clean release, one that you'd read and would be, something that she gets it started maybe, or was
I think it was the ice. I don't think she's really got a feel for this ice. When we talk about the speed, the team struggled, both teams really, but BC in particular have struggled with the speed from the hack. And that spot in a couple of places on that entrance side, she's just not picking up the fact that it moves a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. That's twice in that spot. She virtually flashed one in the 3rd.
We are to it.
You guys stick together, huh? Really?
Okay, good call.
You're over there, and we're over here.
That's true.
He does have the keys, though.
That's right. Yeah.
Just lets New Brunswick right back in. No even ends. You do the math. You score your 2 here, force BC to 1 and 9, take 2 and 10 to win.
I think it's all there, I think it is.
It's more room.
Going with the double corner guard option again.
Looking, hoping that history repeats itself because it worked so well the last time. I don't blame her.
It's there.
Don't want to set up any double peel.
Yeah.
These are always interesting to me. The last time played this direction, Sasha missed a peel, jammed it. It was an out turn. Now, it could be a little bit that Kelly's not sure about that spot to begin with, but always interesting to see what happens when you change the turn for your player. What kind of message does it send? You have to talk about these as a team, and it's not that I don't trust you to throw that out turn again, but I just think this will work better.
Okay.
Little more.
No. Good, Sash.
Ball thrown rock there.
Even with this one, like full 12.
Okay, let's make it. Yeah, we don't want to deal
Here
with
again,
this.
this debate that we talked about earlier. Do you go and put up another one? Another corner, or as they've decided now to come in?
You still could. You definitely could. It's early enough. It depends on your, as Linda puts it, pre-game plan or pre-end plan. If you're trying to score 2, 1 guard's enough.
Well, then. 6, 7, line. I want to go way back. Way back.
No.
If you're there, yeah.
No.
No, you might be okay.
No, you gotta let it. It's gotta stop. No, it's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. Stop. 6.
Does the job. 3/4 buried. No use going after it.
Good judge, you guys.
Clean, yep. Yeah. Right to it.
Go, Gina, you gotta go hard, yes.
Hard, Gina.
Go, it'll go, Gina.
Right in.
It's gonna be in the rings.
Good shot. Way to go.
Wasn't the plan, but that could come in handy. Keep an eye on that rock.
Do you like this?
Might be if New Brunswick can't set up the deuce, they might not be able to blank because of that rock.
Well, you leave her the double if you stay there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if we just try to get up
I like trying to roll away. 10.
Okay.
You definitely make the double and roll towards the red guard.
Yeah, line. Real hard. Really hard line. Really hard. Go.
Danielle Parsons.
Hard. Hard for line. Hard. Low. Hard for nose. Hard for nose. That's not bad.
We'll get rid of the backing.
Did the open one, eh?
Over on sheet C, 7-5 Nova Scotia, and it's the tee from Yellowknife that sits one, top of the 4-foot, Kathy.
For sure, and for Nova Scotia, they're playing the scoreboard. Marianne elected to hit the second shot stone that was wide open, couldn't possibly get shot, but wasn't going to flirt with the one that was completely buried. So it is a draw, a chance for Carrie Galusha and her team to tie.
And how's Miss Galusha's draw weight been?
Pretty good.
All you.
She made one on the first one. That's the stone that you'll see coming in the top of the 4, and so Carrie throws the same shot twice and is successful twice.
Ah, shoot. Oh, that's okay. 9-5
for where I
The
threw it.
2 to tie.
Good job. Oh, I did that wide.
Another example of the fact that they really are struggling with the line even on these shots. That was when intended to hit and roll in and maybe chip the red one out from behind the yellow. Rolls completely the other way and out.
Yeah, a long way off from the desired spot to hit that rock.
Where? 7? You gotta go line a bit, maybe.
Line, yeah.
Line.
Well then. Deep.
Okay, no.
9.
No, then.
10.
10? Oh, no.
No. We need a tick. No, we're not through.
No.
And no tick. And not through, but stops back of the 8-foot. Linda, we started the afternoon talking about the thirds, and we're still talking about them.
In a different way, though, we were talking about Gina Schrader's impressive numbers coming into it, and they're way down from her norm in the first 4 games. For Rebecca, her draw weight has been superb, but it's the hits that have eluded her, and it's the opposite of what happened in the games leading up to here, so a little bit of a mystery.
Line's a little tight.
Yeah, line's good. Gotta go.
Yeah, hard line too. Line's pretty good.
7.
Red. Line's good. Yeah, 7.
Hard. 7. Hard. Go. Hard. Go.
This is a big struggle to get it around that stone.
Go. Oh, shoot. Good sweeping.
Great shot. Sweep.
Oh, little rub. Good throw.
10.
Hit and stay. You could try to roll to the right. Use the red one as cover.
10-5.
Little 10-5. Yes! Hard! Yes! Hard! Go! Hard, Danny! Okay, no. Okay.
That's good.
And we have our first final and a first win for Newfoundland and Labrador for Stacey Devereaux out of the Ballyhaley and St. John's. The final is 8-3 over Alberta. And Christy Moore from Grand Prairie, she'll drop to 0-5, now 1-5 for Devereaux.
Nose, I think nose double is
So
better.
right across to the other side of the K-Rock now. Let's drop in on Quebec and PEI. Quebec is sitting, I can see it today. It's that red stone right on the lid. Final rock is coming up from PEI Suzanne Burke.
Well, she's trying to run a stone back in front of it. They're lined up perfectly with her own in front, but needs to get great line on the guard.
And
nice shot.
Come on.
Got a smile here. There
Wow.
it is.
It's a little thinner than we wanted to hit it, but that's all right.
That's wonderful.
One yellow. Oh.
Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And moves it far enough to pick up the single. Prince Edward Island, 4-4.
Watch your red. Go!
Right out, right out, right out.
Good plan B. They actually are playing the double the other way, which would mean the shooter would sit close to the position of the first stone. But it was the audible and pushed it far enough. The yellow one at the back doesn't outcount the red and the 12 at the front.
Speed there, eh?
The red rolled to a funny spot, though, Linda. Looks like this is automatic. This yellow dead on makes the double.
Okay. 9.5.
Where's our shooter going to?
Just roll to here.
Is 9.5 going to be enough?
Okay.
No, I don't know. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying because you're just going to become like it probably will.
I don't want it to come off of that and go over the top.
I don't either. Yeah,
but I think if we're on this side of it, we should be good.
Okay. We got to make sure that we stick our shooter.
I'll throw. Yeah. Well, 3/4 with a 9. Or you think half?
Does that go over the top?
Well, that's what I was looking at, but I think if you hit less.
What if we just do this? What does she do? She has to hit. I don't know.
It's not bad either.
If you just flop in, just.
Yeah,
just
you know.
here.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay, let's do that. Like a 10?
Yeah.
You just want to tuck a corner though, right?
Yeah. I just like here.
Okay.
Well, we can go all the way to here, Becky, because she doesn't have all of that.
But we got to be able to get rid of that red one, right? Next.
Yeah.
They talked about playing the double. Looked like it was lined right up. This one's gone for sure. And what they're a little worried about is if you hit the yellow-red a little too thick, the yellow might go across the top. You heard them say that. So they made the change in trying to come down this way and roll in behind that way. And that staggered yellow-red combination will stop the chance of getting this one out if it's in the right spot. Only danger here, Linda, is you roll too far. If you roll past the center line, there'll be an easy yellow double.
Close. Almost 11. Whoa. Yeah. Hard. Really hard.
And roll it over. And oh, that corner just peeking out as she sits on the lid.
Can't get rid of that red, can we?
These hits and rolls have not been a piece of cake today either.
No.
I think you can do it this way. You can pick it out.
Oh, yeah.
You can play it.
You actually probably play with board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we still have
Nothing. It might rub it. It's not going to get it out, though. I think keep this and keep the shooter and keep one of the shooter and that one, eh? She'll have a shot for 2. Go a 9. We thought it curled
I think
a bit
if you threw
here,
this
eh?
hard enough, I really do. If you hit it dead on, do it really hard.
Just pick
The
it.
red one's going to
Maybe
get
is our
enough of that yellow one to move this yellow out of play.
Good call.
I think they're more worried about saving the shooter here, so I'm going to throw a little softer weight.
Pop out and make her draw.
Yeah, the hard part about all these angles is there is a huge overlap on this, so you're trying to decide how hard you have to throw it and have to make sure that that's something you want to do. Kelly said no.
It's a good option, too, to just stay in front of it somewhere. It's certainly not wrong unless it sets up an easy double.
No. Clean, yep.
Final stone for BC and Kelly Scott.
Whoa, yep.
Here in the 8th.
Hold the shooter.
see, would have hit it for sure. He just had to.
Nice shot. Yeah, and they were right in between the two shots.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Wow.
It's one of those days where it just not only is it the feel like talking about the ice reading, but
stay in front of it, but
just doesn't seem to be thinking as clearly today, which happens to all of us.
Here it comes again. We talk about knowing your angles, and Kelly hit that as thin as she could, but it was definitely the red would drag enough to hit the back yellow. So all you have to do is throw that a little harder. Yes, you might lose your shooter, but then you're laying 2 with that top red one, and a chance now for the deuce.
To tie. Andrea Crawford.
Where? 4+. Whoa!
DeSola, Parsons, back right off.
Whoa! Whoa! Yeah!
Dust it.
Yeah!
Avoid the jam. And they do. Nicely done. Back and forth we go. New Brunswick, BC, all even. Time now for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge. Right after the game, go to finalend.ca and enter the secret word for a chance to win a trip for 2 to the 2014 World Junior Curling Championship in Flims, Switzerland. The first 100 entries will have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card. All participants will get an M&M discount. So right after the game, once you get the secret word, go to finalend.ca. We're tied at 7. BC and New Brunswick. It's our featured game on this 4th day of the Scotties on a Tuesday afternoon from Kingston. And here in 9, it will be BC.
Good call.
The team from the Kelowna Curling Club that has the last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Red Stones. The New Brunswick lead is Jody DeSola.
5. Line's really good. 4, 5. 5. Got to be frozen.
Some days things just aren't very clear to you, and we were chatting about it in the break. As a skip in particular, there's so much going on in your mind, and for poor Kelly in this game, she lost her lead Sarah to illness. Diane's playing great, though. In the last few ends, Diane's put every rock in absolutely the right spot, including that one. Just like when there's so much going on in your mind, suddenly it seems like you lose that feeling of exactly what you want to do and exactly where to put the broom.
Yeah, we were saying in the break, Kelly could have hit that harder, just about hit it wherever she chooses and would have sat 2. But I think she was, in fairness, trying to roll on top and make Andrea's shot a little tougher, which also would have worked. But a rollout gave Andrea a tough shot. Andrea made 2 beauties that end, hit and roll to set up the mistake from Kelly Scott, and a nice tap for 2 to tap it past her own shot rock. Now what do? If you're BC, do you go hard for the deuce, or you to try to blank?
Right to the wing. Go, go, go.
There's a nice one
Good
too.
shot.
Beautiful shot. That's why the teams you used to, the 5th player used to be your best friend or your neighbor, whoever held the broom for you, and now you've got to bring a world-class athlete at this level, because Diane stepped in and made a ton of shots.
And if I remember correctly, Linda, I think except for skipping, she's played mostly 2nd and 3rd.
Yes.
4.
She has.
Room 5. 5. We need a 5.
And that's the hard part. Do you bring a 2nd? What if you need a skip? Do you bring a skip that can't sweep? Do you...
Go really hard. Hard, girls, hard. Go. Hard, really hard. Go, go,
And no. As hard as they might, they just couldn't. Rebecca Atkinson or Jody DeSola save it for Danielle Parsons.
10?
10 and a half.
Oh, 10 and a half, okay.
This should go. This is Kelly's track.
This is not wrong, but you could peel a guard. You could try to make that yellow peel, which would be even better. If you ever made the yellow peel, there'd be nothing in play but 2 red ones.
I think it answers the question as to what she's trying to accomplish.
Yeah, there you go.
Go for it, kind of end.
Going hard for the deuce.
Really hard.
That's fine too.
Really hard.
I'm not sure why she's being so stingy in this spot, though. It's like a little scary every time they throw down the spot. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. But a little bit of panic because it does curl in that spot.
Okay. Throw a 9.
shot here because Andrea obviously doesn't want to give up more than 2. If you ever miss this, and there would be no guards to work with, you need to hit one of the reds on the way through here.
Danielle Parsons trying to hold the line now, just had to hit it on the high side and runs it back and will just touch the stone. Doesn't get it out of play, and then now also leaves the shooter just off center line.
Just a hair off, just curled her off on, and it came, even with that weight, it came up a little more than expected.
And she requested that extra weight, right? So the brush was tightened.
Yeah, that's true. The silver lining, though, for New Brunswick is the thrown rock roll to a center guard, which could be tasty later in the end here.
Could be the only thing to save them.
7-7 in our game, 7-7 between Nova Scotia and the team from Yellowknife. And it is Nova Scotia sitting 1 top 4, Kathy.
And a chance for sure for Marianne in this end to break through and get the deuce. Carrie did try the freeze on her first one, came a little light. Marianne capped it.
Mine's great.
Carrie tried the draw deeper, was not successful. So we need about full 8 foot or 4 foot for the shot to be 2.
Looks like what? Looks like just a heavy clean.
Kim Kelly is on the left. Going to leave the cleaning to the much younger
shot,
Jennifer
Marianne.
Baxter. And there is the acknowledgement. Hands go up, draw for 2. And Nova Scotia will take a 2-point lead. Terry Galusha from Yellowknife will have the last rock coming home. And then rolls, and it will sit there for 3rd shot, it appears.
2. Thanks, Diane. Good sweeping.
Top 8.
I don't know. What do you think? They're coming after us, hitting. Yeah, I'm fine with the wing, too.
What if I sit over here on this guy?
Another update for you, Kathy. It's a chance for 2 for Quebec.
Well, it is, and Allison Ross made a great shot on her first one. This end controlled completely by PEI until Allison made a great double on her first one, and that's allowed her now to hit and stick for 2.
And all on its own, come up and sit there. Yes. For the deuce, Quebec to take the 2-point lead there. PEI will have the last rock in 10.
She's playing the freeze to this back one to be shot, right? I like this, Gina.
So it's guessing time for BC, trying to decide if they should play around that guard. I thought the process for this end was to go for the multiple score. And they talked about that, but they're trying to bait New Brunswick into hitting and not getting anywhere in behind that yellow guard out in front.
This could work, because if you follow it through, if New Brunswick made this double and for whatever reason rolled out, then they could clear that center guard. That might be what they're up to.
Yep. Good. Nice shot.
A little angle on it, too. This could jam.
I think the coach would like to have a chat. Not a bad time to do it.
Charlie's thinking the same thing. You can't roll out here.
Take the draw. What? Or we just draw.
I don't see us holding any less than 2 at this
So
point.
just draw?
If we draw now, she's peeling the guard, and then we've got to put the perfect guard back up. I'm thinking we've got 3 rocks left.
Yep.
If we put another guard up, slightly off-centered, that gives us 2 ways to come around. So if she bears behind one of the guards, we can come around the other. That cuts off the 4 foot, and hopefully we can hold the 2. Even better, we can hold the 1. If they want us to be hitting these ones over here, right?
Okay, yeah.
That's not doing us any good.
Yeah, okay.
We could freeze over here in this pocket, but and that would take away a lot of.
Well, it's not actually in the way, though.
So if you wanted to try and take stuff away, we could freeze over here and draw over here away from the center guard for a while, and then use the center guard on our last draw.
Like there's not really a pocket though, so you're probably drawing to this. I don't like that. It's not a good setup.
That's why I
So
like the
let's, yeah.
second guard.
Okay. Okay, hurry up, 14 seconds, you gotta go.
Charlie's saying second guard is not a bad idea. And I like the thought process, because he's saying if you make that double over there, they're still sitting 2. You're going to give up 2. Are you happy to give up 2? If you're not happy to give up the deuce, throw this guard up here. Kelly Scott will then have to make a decision. Do you peel it? But I got a feeling this is where it could backfire, Linda, because I don't think they will peel it, because Kelly showed some eagerness to actually play some draws here. So they might just loop one around and sit 3.
That's
easy. It's a little bit like you might play in a last in when you had a lead and suddenly without hammer we're looking at giving up the winning points on a multiple score. You revert from trying to hit to go for a steal.
I love Charlie's theory, because he's right. The BC wanted New Brunswick to chase those side rocks. And the consequence of making a mistake there would be devastating, because the guard would be peeled. So at least New Brunswick has 2 guards here. But the bad news for Team New Brunswick is they're going to ignore it like we suspected. And that's the amazing part about strategy, isn't it? Is you have to get inside the other skip's head.
This one does have to be made, though. That has not been an automatic thing today, as it has been in the last 4 games for Gina.
Yeah. Wait only. I think we're 6.
Hold in, nice and high. Watch
You said that Gina Schrader was up in the 80%.
Nice and high.
Wasn't it 83?
83 with 80% on her draws in the last 4 games.
Now it's 65% here as we play in this 9th.
The other one, I think, guys.
Yeah, we're just full 8.
Yeah, good. Good shot, Gina.
Way to go, Gina.
That's a spectacular draw. Just in a wonderful spot. It's raisable, too.
I don't know. Good shot.
Same this way, Jody.
4.
The really nice spot about this rock that was just thrown here is it's usable. It's still a bit open, so you can tap it this way if you have to. You buried that perfectly. The crowd goes crazy, but now you can't use it.
This was Charlie's point about the guards out in front, that they're both usable. Either turn gets you to the button, so obviously with the one side block, Andrea's playing the in turn.
Line's really nice. Where? Gotta go line! Gotta go line! Gotta go wait! Gotta go line! Hard!
So...
This spot curls.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Close?
No.
Yeah! Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Trying to play the bump. Not enough.
Just line them up, I think, Vic, at the last second, so that maybe it's usable.
What was that?
410.
So it wasn't gonna go anywhere.
4.
Sure. Yeah.
Just wondering about that. How to use that.
Okay, open's good.
Yeah.
Think I could even go wider.
Great point. Opens good. We're all trained to bury them all the time. As you know, brush it, get it buried. But buried doesn't help you here.
Yeah.
There are ways still to get into that 4-foot for Andrea. She can draw in or hit and roll in, and so you need something. If Andrea does get in behind cover, you need something to use to get onto it. This is a chance for a big score for BC.
We know this is lightning here, but this is a little wider, so it might not be quite as fast.
It's all for weight. You got room. We're all there. 5. Lots of
It's the final stone.
5.
Whoa. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Kelly Scott in her
7.
first.
Sit down.
And this isn't going to hook in at all.
Good. It's too heavy.
But there's a lot of red there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sitting
Slid
5
rock,
for
I
sure. With last rock in a 7-7 tie.
Okay.
On the last one?
Okay. So I just gonna throw it a hair straighter.
I think they thought it might be a little slower out there, as I suggested it could be, so they jumped on that a little quick. And
4? Yeah, that would be
It's not the fact that it didn't bury, it's where it is. It could be used, though, if this stops on the button, it could be used for BC to hit and roll off of it. Andrew's got to keep this in the front half of the forefoot.
Wait, close. Wait. Room, where? Wait.
Are you surprised she's not hitting and rolling in here, or is that the more difficult shot?
It's a more difficult shot, but it's a good idea, Vic, because if this is deep enough, it's usable for BC.
6. Whoa.
And this is deep enough.
Yep, then. Hard! Yeah!
Maybe they'll play the little rub and roll here, and that's what they'll do. To the back edge of the button, forefoot.
That works. You needed that tick, eh?
Yeah.
Just barely saved that at time. We get that misinformation from the front end. They thought the speed was fine, and all of a sudden they went, wait a second, brushed it at the last second, just got that little roll off, and it's in a pretty good spot.
This guy over here is easier if you want to come in.
Just a time, just to look at it.
So time is being called by BC. If you could somehow get rid of that stone, boy, there's a bunch to be had. But how do you do that?
Well, there's about 17 ways. Not that any of them are easy, Vic. You could come down here, get an angle here. You can come off of this one, and you could simply play the
intern runs like right there.
tap back.
You can see a tiny.
Can you?
Like.
Would be for these would go. So yeah. Okay. I'm
This one's
thinking
pretty
this is a
skinny.
little more natural, maybe.
Yeah.
It's shorter. What turn would you play though? Like you've got very little space there. Like you'd have to play the intern.
I would almost say the intern, and then it's almost a miss, eh? Almost what she hit, eh?
Coach Brent Giles.
But what about this wide one over
I
here?
think I'm feeling this one a bit more. That's skinny. I feel like we might go over the top of it.
It's actually about a natural.
Sorry?
I think it's about a natural.
Oh, yeah?
This, at least you get to play a straight turn. That does have a little, I don't know, movement to it. It's up to you. It's entirely up to you, Cal.
Look at that guard though, Kelly. You think you got enough space coming hard through there?
I was thinking intern. You're thinking out turn?
No, I'm thinking intern.
That's the shot, Linda, that
It looks like that.
Kelly Scott, if I'm hearing it correctly, would like to play.
Yeah, because it's a half rock. And
but Brent Giles thinks that this stone in the 8 foot on the right side, as we look at, is more natural. What does he mean by that?
Well, he was talking about being a shorter distance, and that it's just a thin tick really on it. I'm always hesitant as a coach to talk somebody out of it. I like to present the information that this side, the one they're now going to, it's a shorter distance. You know the spot, all those positives, but if the skip is feeling it, sometimes you have to just back off.
I think this is tougher too. I really do, Linda. You hit half of this, you go right across the top. It's a steal of one.
But I mean, if you do angle this back and touch it properly, does the red rock where the brush is touch the yellow? Do you make it for a real pot full?
For 7, yeah, that might be there. Maybe if you took the paint off of this, but you almost have to miss this to redirect it to do that. These are the ones you tend to miss wide.
Easy 9.
So final stone right now. It's a stolen point and a 7-7 tie. This is the one the coach thought would be the natural. Nothing yet. All on its own. Just touch it over. Oh, and now here we go. Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for BC, and handshakes and a win to go now 3-2.
What a great shot. She'd missed a flashed a wide open hit in that spot, and to hit it that thin, that took a lot of fortitude.
And good to trust the coach. Talked her into another shot. She just got in the hack and threw it perfectly. Well done.
Yeah. No, you played better than anyone.
6. And from that, you go to the acknowledgement. Nice shot. New Brunswick falls to 2 and 4.